Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our YouTube channel here. I'm Greg Jones. I'm co-editor of Ear to the Ground Music, and part of what we're trying to do, bringing back our YouTube channel a little bit. We did a lot of interviews and that kind of thing years ago, and now we want to give some advice, some things that we've learned along the way. Some things that we've learned from artists who seem to be doing things right, and some things that we maybe have noticed that could be improved. And the theme of this video is on selling music online. How the heck do I go about selling music online? Now, some of you are maybe digital natives and you're used to using software and selling music online, but others of you maybe are not, and you're looking for a guide. How do I go about doing this? And there's a number of different ways to attempt to sell your music online, but what a lot of people find, which is part of why I'm hoping to help today. What a lot of people find is that they work really hard, and it's, their mom and their sister and their best friend buy it, and that's it. And their music seems to fall on, pardon the pun, deaf ears online. So my first suggestion, again, not sponsored, but the first suggestion is to use Bandcamp. Now, I recommend this on for people finding music. I recommend Bandcamp for people trying to buy music, anybody in between. It's a really great platform. It allows the artist to have a lot of control over their creative process. You make your music and then you upload it. You can set your price. You can set it at $100 if you want, and no one's going to buy an album for $100 most likely, but you could do that. But you could also set it for zero, and you can allow the buyer, the purchaser, to name their own price, which I think is a really good thing to do. If you've reached a certain level, you've got a following, there are people who know about you, and maybe instead of paying a standard $10 for your album, they just decide to be extra generous and give you 50, and if you get a handful of people to do that, it can really help to support your music. Now, so that would be the first place that I would recommend. And you can actually set up almost a standalone website on Bandcamp, or you can use the player and embed it on your own website. You can use it as a way to share your individual tracks in different places that maybe you have a specific song that would work for a theme, and you want to share that with people. Maybe it's a holiday track, for example, and you want to share that with people when they're putting together Christmas lists, but that kind of thing. Uh, the On a related note, you can even sell merch on Bandcamp. So let's say you want to do a deal. You could set up a deal and say, here's a t-shirt with my logo, or specifically, maybe the album art from your most recent album and the album, and you can package those together. So where a t-shirt, you might only get a markup of $1 on it, and an album, you might only be making $2 on it. You can put them together, make it a package deal, and maybe allow yourself to get a little bit of a better markup, while the person buying it can save on shipping, and they're happy to pass that savings on to you. So that's something to think about, packaging, and you can use Bandcamp to set that up. It's pretty simple. We've distributed an album via Bandcamp, and it was easy to do, and we still, are able to get things even a few years after it was done. So once you set up the payment, it works really well. Secondly, and this is maybe a challenge of selling music online, is that you have to fight to get noticed. You really have to fight to get noticed. And so that means that when you think of promoting your album, your music, you can't just think of it like that when you are, after it's mixed and mastered and you have a physical copy of a CD, that it's all over now. I'm done. Put it out there. Let the world decide if they love it. That's silly. Don't do that. So to sell your music online, you want to promote. Obviously as a blogger, this is the world that I inhabit. So, contact people like us. Send us your music. But there are hundreds of blogs all over the world, and there are niche people in different languages. There are people that are on different continents. Like, reach out to them. Emails are free, and if you want to use a distribution program or something like Submit Hub that we use for our submissions, that would also allow you to maybe locate a blog that you've never heard of, but you can send your music to them. Also, try to get on playlists. Have your friends put your music on their playlists. Being included in many playlists is how you move in the algorithms. That's how you move up. And then, so how do you get on an official Spotify playlist? By being popular, by having lots of smaller playlists include your music. And as the algorithm begins to see, oh, this is getting a lot of support, that's when the official playlisters will pick you up. But it starts with the regular people like you and me, including that music on playlists. So do themes, do stylistic things, do, hey, it's, whatever time of year, and we need for us here it's springtime, so I'll say, make a rainy day playlist. Like, throw your music on there. Maybe some people will find it because they also are looking for rainy day music. Now, also be active on social media. You have to go out there and be a little bit salesy. I know that's not for everyone. That's not in everyone's wheelhouse or personality. But if you're promoting music, have that active social media persona. And it doesn't mean you have to let it consume your life. I know sometimes artsy people like me, we can say, well, I'm above that. I don't need to be. You do. You do need to be involved in it. If you are trying to make it with your music, it means replying to fans. Hey, thanks so much for that kind comment. And it doesn't have to be a lot. It just a line back to people saying thank you for appreciating my music, and put things out there again in the same way that you're promoting playlists or you're promoting a blog post that covered you. Do that with your own things. Here, play my song this afternoon with your friend. Share with a friend, and get your social media following to be aware of you, to be impressed by you, to want to share what you're about. And then my number three point of advice is to give many price points. It's really easy to say, okay, I made an album and my margins are that I need to charge $15. Okay, well, not everybody's going to spend $15. But there are some people that are going to spend $50 or $100 or $150. And there's some people that will spend $1.50. So you have to think about how you can offer things that people can afford and can want to buy. So, maybe you have your studio produced album that cost you thousands and you have to charge what you charge, and I get that. But then maybe you do bedroom lo-fi recordings. Maybe you do one-off singles that are only available for a limited time. Things like that, so that your real fans, the real tribe that you're building, be like, wow, I need to buy this now because it may never be available again. Something along those lines. So do live recordings. Maybe do 3-4 song EPs for specific events or occasions, or maybe you have something that inspires you for just a moment, and it's not enough to make a full album, but you want to record that. And I know some people would give the advice, hey, don't put out subpar work, wait until it can be properly produced, etc., etc. But I would also say, in an effort to be putting out a lot of music, maybe you do a short EP of covers. You could do something like that, and your fans will have that option to buy it. Maybe they don't want to buy that. You don't know. But if you offer it, and maybe that's at the $5 price point, and then you can have your LP available for 10 or 12 or 15 or whatever that is. Even selling singles, making singles available on your website or on your Bandcamp is good. So then people won't just stream it. They can go and say, well, now I can buy it and I can, put it in my own collection. Give people that, you have to give them the doorway to make that purchase. And also, as I mentioned earlier, I won't spend too much time on it here, but offer those merch deals, mixing a t-shirt or a tote bag or whatever it is that fits your branding decision. Put those things together and offer a price that makes sense for the purchaser. But, don't feel too bad marking things up a little bit. Put it in the note. I mean, you can say, like, buying this will support us more. That's perfectly okay, because remember that your fans want you to keep doing what you're doing. They don't want to see you fail. So if paying a little more means they can make it, then they'll do that. Now, as a sort of summary comment, here's how you should conceptualize this. You want to make an easy path from discovery, right? Somebody finds you on a Spotify playlist. They're listening. Whoa, this person is really good at music. Boom. From there until they've got your album in their hand or on their turntable and they're dancing with their friends. Between there, make that as seamless as possible. So what does it look like? That means they found your name. What's the immediate thing they're going to do? Click on it. When they click on your name, it's going to go to, there better be a bio there, right? There better be some social links there. And if those links work, they're going to end up on your website. You want to make sure that they can add you on whatever social platform they're into. And I know you can't be expected to do all of them, but hit some of the big ones. Pick the ones that make sense for your personality, because odds are the fans who love your music are going to resonate with the types of social media that you're interested in. So, you're going to connect there so that after a week, when they've forgotten about that moment of discovery, they're going to see you again. Oh, yeah. I like that. I like that song. I like that artist. And you're going to keep reminding them so that if they didn't pull the trigger on buying the album the moment they heard it, because let's be honest, how many people are like, oh, I love this song, buy. Most people are going to take a little bit of time between there. And in that time to sale, you want to make sure that they fall in love with what you're doing. And that's where I really think that limiting the steps, if you can get somebody so that the minute that they search your name, they're on your Bandcamp and there's a buy now option right there. That's really what you want. And some people will take you up on that offer. Some people will pass once, twice, a few times. But you want to be able to make it as easy as possible for them to make that purchase and become, hopefully, a diehard fan for a long, long time. So I don't know if this guide was helpful. I know that sometimes people struggle with this sort of thing, and I don't have a business degree or anything like that, but I've seen an awful lot of times in the years that I've been in music, I've seen an awful lot of times people say, well, I tried to buy this song, I tried to look for these lyrics, I tried to find these tabs, and there was nothing available, and so I moved on, And I don't want you guys, and gals, the folks who are followers of Ear to the Ground, I don't want you to miss out on these opportunities to make your music flourish and successful. So thanks again for your time. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day. Bye.